Welcome back, you guys. So this marks episode 36 of the everyday life of legit leevelez, and today, well, this morning really, I just wanted to make. Basically, I'm just showing you what I'm making for breakfast today. I'm trying not to make all my everyday life episodes kind of depressing, so I figured somebody would like to see how I make pancakes. So I got some ingredients over here. We got flour. I got a container to put the mixtures in, some milk and butter, and then I'm using this flat pan over here, and then I'll probably add some sugar, and I'm probably going to be using some strawberries and whipped cream. Anyway, I gotta get some eggs. I have eggs, so I'll probably use like 2 eggs, and I'll be putting everything together, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. Give me just 1 second, I'll be right back with you. Okay guys, so I got the eggs right here inside this pink looking bowl, and I got a fork because that's how I use to crack open the eggs. So I'm going to crack open some eggs, and then start putting everything in here. And how I do it is, I usually would have to melt a little bit of butter and just get the butter watery looking, and then I pour that into the into the flour when I put everything inside this container. And I gotta get a whisk real quick. I got one. So I'm gonna be using a whisk to mix everything up pretty nice, and then I'll start cracking everything, the eggs, and putting the milk in and the melted butter. I'll show you how I do that, so just give me a second, I'll get all that set up. Alright guys, sorry about that. I forgot to show you, I use this right here. This is pink salt, and you have to grind it up. It has a cap, so if I just take that off here. Anyway, the cap comes off, and then you just have to twist the top, and it grinds up the salt. I'm going to add a little salt in here and some sugar too, just to make sure it's nice and sweet and that everything is mixed properly. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then I'm going to crack open the eggs, put that in, and then I'm going to heat up my pan, turn on the stove, and then melt some butter and pour that in with the milk. And it's not going to be a whole lot of milk. I used this measuring cup right here, and this is pretty much most of the flour that I had, so it's not a whole lot, but I could probably make at least like 2 pancakes out of it. Anyway, I'm gonna get the eggs cracked, and then start adding the salt, the sugar, the butter, the milk, and then I'll show you guys everything put together in a second. Just give me 1 minute. Okay guys, so I cracked open the eggs, I added a little bit of sugar. My sister, she loves drinking coffee and adding sugar, so this is her container that has some sugar in it. So I only added a little bit because in my family, on my dad's side, they have a case of issues with diabetes, so I try not to eat too much sugary things, so I just want to make sure that I don't get diabetic. But so I added some sugar inside of the 2 eggs here, and now all I gotta do is add some milk, and then put everything inside this bowl, and I'm gonna pour that into this container, and then mix everything up, and then we should be all good to go. And then I'm gonna start heating up the butter, turning that into a liquid, and then pouring that into the container too. So just give me a second, and I'll get all that set up. Alright guys, so right now I got the pan of the stove on. You can see the red, and it's melting the piece of butter that I cut off of that knife, and I went ahead and grabbed a spatula just so that way I can move it around and make sure that the butter melts pretty good. Remember, we need to make it into a liquid type of butter. It's going to be warm or like hot when it's done melting, but once that's done, then we'll pour everything into the container. And I still got the eggs inside of this bowl because I want to wait to make sure that the butter is melted before I start adding the milk and everything else. So just give me a second. And I'm gonna melt this butter. You can see it's melting already a little bit. I don't need a whole lot. So once this is done, and it's good that it's melting already because I want to make sure that there is butter melted on here so that way the pancake can't stick to the pan. Anyway, so I'm going to pause the video. Once this butter is done, then I'll add the eggs and then a little bit of milk out of that measuring cup that I have right there. I'm going to pour a little in there, and then I'll pour all that inside of this container here. And then once that's done, I'll mix it up and then I'll add the melted butter. Anyway, I'll be right back with you. Okay guys, so I got the butter melted and I got the milk inside the measuring cup. So now I'm going to start adding everything. So first we're going to do the milk and then I'll add the eggs. So just give me 1 second. I'm going to get that set up and then I'll show you. Alright you guys, so I got the ingredients all in place and I put a little bit more butter because I didn't feel like that was enough when I poured it in here. So you can see it's looking more like pancake mix, which is a good thing. So now that it's done, let me just pour the rest of this butter that I just melted into the pan, into the pot. There we go. Hopefully you guys can see all that. And I'm gonna have to add more butter to the pan itself, so that way I don't have to worry about the pancake sticking to the pan. Anyway, so now all I gotta do is just mix this all up. And now it looks more like pancake mix, which is a good thing. I did add a little bit more flour because I had a little left. So it's probably enough for maybe like 3 to 4 pancakes. Anyway, now that that's done, I'm going to add the butter to the top, to the pan, and then I'm pour out circular pancakes basically. And I got to get a pan so that way when it's done cooking, I can put the pancake onto the pan. Anyway, so I'm going to pause the video one more time, and then I'll go ahead and add the butter, and then show you guys the pancake cooking on the pan. I'll be right back with you. Alright you guys, so I got the butter melted. I'm just moving it a little bit to the center. And the good thing about this container, it has a spout on it. So then when I pour it, it won't really go anywhere. I can just focus where I'm pouring it. There we go. I'm going to do kind of like thin pancakes because there's not a whole lot of flour, but it should cook up just fine. Even if it is thin, it wouldn't matter because there is plenty in here. So I'm going to be making a few stacks, I guess, until there's no more pancake mix that I just made left. So it's just going to take a second. So I give it about 20 seconds to cook. It's at high on my stove, so I give it about 20 seconds just to make sure that it's nice and toasty brown, and then I'll be able to flip it with my spatula. So I'm going to pause the video one more time, and then I'll show you it flipped, and then you'll see the side that is cooking right now, what it looks like. I'll be right back. Alright you guys, I got the pancake flipped. And you can see it's looking nice and brown. It looks really nice. It's not burnt, like it's not black or anything. So that's it flipped, and that was about 20 seconds worth of cooking time on the high temperature on my stove. So I'm going to wait another like 20 seconds just to cook the other side, and then I'll be able to take this off of the pan and put it on a plate. So I'm going to grab a plate real quick, and then I'll in a second it should be done, and then I'll place that on a plate. I'll flip it up so that way you guys can see the other side as well. It should look the same. I'll be right back with you. Okay guys, so I got the pancake took out, and you can see that it cooked pretty well. It's not burnt or anything weird. So now all I gotta do is repeat that same process that I just showed you. A little bit of butter first, and then I'll pour some more of that pancake mix that I showed you how I was making, and then I'll be making more until there's no more pancake mix left. Anyway, I hope you guys are liking this video. Please like, share, subscribe, and let me know what you're thinking about all this in the comments down below. And I did want to mention as well, there is going to be an episode 37, and I believe that you guys will like this one because it is, again, not a depressing, I don't believe, episode, and it's just something that I think that you guys would like to see. I was thinking that maybe I'll show you guys what my room looks like, my bedroom, and where I sleep, and my computers. I got a laptop and a desktop, and I built my own desktop. So if you guys would like to see that, just make sure you comment down below. That you guys can see what my bedroom looks like, and what my bed looks like, and how I watch my anime and stuff. So let me know if you want to see it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.